Proverbs 14. I read from the Institute for Scripture Research, the ISR, because it takes a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Greek to English, and Aramaic to English. Yah is the Elohim of the heavens and the earth, the first and the last and the only, and he's an extremely jealous El. He's so jealous that he doesn't even want the names of idols or mighty ones to come to our lips. And Yah is short for YahWeh, YahWeh, Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh. There's no difference. It's like saying Dan, Daniel, Daniel with an E. What is a difference and does matter is when people say that Phil, Bob, Sam, and Aaron are all the same name, because no one in their right mind would believe that, and it's a laughing matter for people who think that you can force YahWeh to do something or to believe something. It's funny. The letter J is about 600 years old, and there was no letter J in the Hebrew, Greek, or Aramaic texts, because again, the letter J is about 600 years old, and the son of Elohim, Yehoshua, died on a stake for the sins of all of humanity over 2,000 years ago. And a direct translation from Hebrew to English for those who demand that it has to be in English and it has to be a J, Yehoshua is Joshua. And I strongly believe that the son of Elohim's name, Yehoshua, means Yahweh is salvation. Proverbs 14. Every wise woman has built her house, but the foolish breaks it down with her hands. That's referred to like family. So a wise woman will build her family, and a foolish woman will tear it down. He who walks in his straightness fears Yahweh, but he whose ways are crooked despises him. In the mouth of a fool is a rod of pride, but the lips of the wise guard them. Where there are no oxen, the crib is clean, but from the strength of an oxen comes much increase. A trustworthy witness does not lie, but a false witness breathes out lies. A scoffer shall seek wisdom, but find none. But knowledge is swift to him who has understanding. Leave the presence of a foolish man, for you shall not perceive the lips of knowledge. The wisdom of the clever is to understand his way, but the folly of fools is deceit. Fools scoff at guilt, but among the straight there is delight. The heart knows its own bitterness, and no stranger shares its joy. The house of the wrong is destroyed, but the tent of the straight flourishes. There is a way which seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. Even in laughter the heart is in pain, and the end of that joy is heaviness. The backslider in heart is satisfied with his own ways, but a good man is satisfied with his. The simple, what I mean by the backslider in heart is satisfied, like he's just barely satisfied. But a good man is really satisfied with his own work. Like actually, like he did it himself. It was hard work. And he didn't have to go about it in evil matters just to get it. So he didn't take any shortcuts. So it's more rewarding for him than it is for the backslider. The simple believes every word, but the clever one watches his step. The wise fears and turns away from evil, but a fool rushes on and is reckless. He who is impatient acts foolishly, and a man who plans wickedness is hated. The simple shall inherit folly, but the clever are crowned with knowledge. The evil ones shall bow before the good, and the wrong ones at the gates of the righteous. The poor is hated even by his own neighbor, but the rich has many friends. He who despises his neighbor sins, but he who shows favor to the poor, O blessed is he. Do not those who plan evil go astray, but loving commitment and truth are to those who plan good. In all labor there is profit but talk of the lips leads only to poverty. In all labor there is profit, but talk of the lips leads only to poverty. The crown of the wise is their wealth. The folly of fools is folly. A true witness saves lives, but he who breathes out lies is a betrayer. In the fear of Yahweh is strong trust, and his children have a place of refuge. The fear of Yahweh is a fountain of life, to turn away from the snares of death. In a multitude of people is a sovereign splendor, but in the lack of people is the ruin of a prince. He who is patient has great understanding, but he who is short of spirit exalts folly. A healthy heart is life to the body, but envy is rottenness to the bones. He who oppresses the poor reproaches his Maker, but he who esteems him shows favor to the needy. By his own evil doing the wrong is thrust down, but the righteous has a refuge in his death. Wisdom rests in the heart of him who has understanding, and evil among fools it becomes known. Righteousness exalts a nation, and loving commitment to the peoples is sin. The sovereign's delight is toward a wise servant, but his wrath is towards him who causes shame. I like that one.